Every hood fuck with us. My niggas gone, shed tears for the hustlers. No, we don't give deals to the customers. Fat fly nigga and the beard so illustrious. Shoot up your hood spraying blinkies out the Humvee. Walk in the spot, bitches dropping down to one knee. Dawn status, guard savage, beyond average. Have that money by the night or you gone faggot. You the type to be kissing a nigga. Wake up in a tub of ice, missing your liver. Drunk standing on the couches, piss on your sister. She a casualty of war, the spoils go to the victor. Real niggas they could never control. Blame at you in the lobby, hit the tenant patrol. Fuck a neighborhood watch, nigga, your neighborhood twat. AKs off the terrace at the neighborhood.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Heavy Hitters. I am your host, Michael Grady. Earlier with the announcement that I just made just a while ago in reference to Scott Hall. Scott Hall just recently passed away, you guys. Huge fan of Scott Hall. Definitely was shocked by the passing of him. But at the same time, you know, it just goes to show you, man, you don't know what people may be going through. But I just want to give my condolences to his family. Scott Hall was a true legend of WWF. Currently WWE at this particular time. He will be truly missed. And I just want to give him my condolences, like I said, to his wife, to his kids. Like I said, he'll truly miss. So shout out to you, Scott Hall. May you rest in peace, rest in heaven, and you're truly going to be missed. So with that being said, I wanted to talk about something today. That's really not necessarily a problem within my reign of era, but it's certainly a problem that's been overlooked for many years, you know, to come. Many things has been transpiring in the NFL. Only reason why I want to talk about this too, yes, it is NFL frenzy, free agency frenzy right now. A lot of teams are going to new places. A lot of people are going to new places. A lot of people are excited around this time of the year because it's the start of the calendar year of the football season. But tonight's topic on Heavy Hitters is something deeper than just football. It's something different than just entertaining the fans. It's something different, and it's something a little bit more that's on a more serious level to the point to where it doesn't have certain importance to everyone else, because some people feel like that since you're a millionaire, a lot of things that you do, whether it's good or bad, and on this particular topic, I'm only going to be talking about the negative stuff in reference to celebrities in the NFL, but not just the players itself. I want to talk about a little bit more in depth to coaches. I want to talk about in depth with owners, and also pay attention to that keyword owner, because I'm going to use it again to explain to you something in reference to the whole topic of tonight's podcast. A lot of things has been transpiring with the minorities that's in the NFL. And I know there's certain things that, you know, we see in the NFL, you see certain things in the NBA, you see certain things in the, you know, Major League Baseball or whatnot. But with this particular topic, with this particular podcast that I'm talking about tonight, I want to talk about certain things that may be, you know, transpiring through the NFL that really doesn't get the action, you know, the action and the attention that it rightfully deserves. Brandon Marshall is a former NFL player. He made a comment not too long ago. I think it was around 2015. And I quote this comment by Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall says, white players treated differently when it comes to NFL discipline. Now, today's topic is about this particular subject right here. And I'm going to talk about NFL discipline amongst white players in reference to their counterpart, which is black players or minority players. Only reason why I'm bringing this subject up, because for one, just recently we had a player from the Atlanta Falcons, wide receiver Calvin Ridley. Yes, Calvin Ridley is an awesome wide receiver. He was basically doing real good things for the city of Atlanta. Had a large fan base, had a large backing, but he was involved in a situation to where he was caught gambling on games, and according to certain media outlets and according to certain NFL officials, this is not tolerated in the NFL. So his punishment was to be suspended for a whole year. Now, I'm a gambler. I like to gamble, but at the same time, I'm human too, just like Calvin Ridley is. Now, I'm almost positive that the NFL condones gambling because it's a multi-billion-dollar revenue, and on top of that, I guarantee you that they had their hands tied into these to these sports betting. So to tell someone that's a human being, and this is funny because I got the picture of Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman also made a statement in reference to Calvin Ridley that was very intriguing. It caught me off guard from the statement that Troy Aikman said, because I wouldn't expect Troy Aikman to say this about another athlete. Better yet, say this about another athlete of a minority descent. The statement that Troy Aikman said, and I quote, "On the one hand, you have the league encouraging everybody to gamble, which they do, and yet here's Calvin Ridley is suspended for an entire season." I quote that from Troy Aikman. So from coming from a Hall of Famer, that's white. Shout out to Troy Aikman too, great player. But to have this come from Troy Aikman, even Troy Aikman feels like this punishment that was displayed on Calvin Ridley was a little bit harsh. Yes, it was a little bit harsh to the point to where, you have other athletes that's in the NFL that are charged with way worse crimes than what Calvin Ridley was charged for, especially when it's his prerogative if he wants to bet on a game. But if he wants to bet on, now this all goes back to me as far as the whole Pete Rose incident, to where he was betting on baseball games and he was betting on his team. Calvin Ridley it was an accusation. Calvin Ridley was accused of betting on the Atlanta Falcons, which he currently plays for. And for the fact that if anyone knows about anything about the situation, Calvin Ridley took an extended leave of absence because of the fact that he felt like he was dealing with certain issues. Don't know what his issues was. I thought it was something dealing with mental health. And if it was dealing with mental health, it's a good thing that he had it addressed, because that's a serious problem going on in America right now. But for him to be caught betting on games, and especially games that he plays for his team, betting against the team that he plays for, I mean, granted, like I said earlier, guys, it's a lot of things that go on with some of these NFL players. I'm going to give you a prime example. Greg Hardy, wow, where do I need to go at with this dude? Greg Hardy was a defensive lineman, came in the career with the Carolina Panthers. This guy right here is the epitome of trouble. Okay, this guy right here definitely has no place in the NFL whatsoever. But the only reason why, and like I said, y'all, I'm going to go on certain things that's a pattern for what I see going on in these pro sports. And not just with, like I said, the NFL, it's going on in the NBA. And like I said, it seems like it's only sports that minorities are predominantly running. And which is fast. We all know that for the most part in the NFL, most of the players are predominantly black or minority descent. It's a statistic that came out just last year. In 2021, about 71% of the players in the NFL were people of color. For you people that don't know what that means, that is a race other than white, while only a quarter were white. So I know you probably think to yourself, like, Mike, where you going at with this? Like, Mike, what are you trying to say? Are you going to make this a race issue? No, it's not even about a race issue. I just feel like it's certain things that are in play right now that we are ignoring because of the fact that when we are entertained, when we are given stuff that the fans want, the people cheer for, when we pay our hard-earned money, you tend to forget about the other stuff. Now, granted, like I said, these people are human beings, but for them to just actually lower the boom on certain individuals, now don't get me wrong, I will clearly say this right now. I'm a strong advocate against domestic violence. Like I said, I had this conversation with a friend of mine before. If you have to put your hands on a woman, you should leave her first before you punch. Period. End of story. There's no room for any situation to where a man, regardless if you're black or white, have to put your hands on a woman. Because if you do, you're less than a man. You're actually a coward. So for any other people that may sit here and know that some people may be dealing with, and it seems like it's a troubling pattern that domestic violence is in the minority community. Why is that? That's for another show, by the way. But it seems like with this particular situation, you have certain individuals that go through certain things dealing with domestic violence in the NFL that people tend to not hold people accountable for. But it's not fair to say that if you do the time, you do the crime. Point blank, period. You put your hands on a woman, you should get suspended. Whatever the league feels like is justifiable. But it's been certain people also that have committed certain things, and I'm just throwing a couple of people out there, but we all know about the Ray Rice situation. We all know about the fact with him and his fiance. Yeah, this video is very disturbing. We all know about the fact, that since Ray Rice committed this act on his fiance, I'm gonna take this down because it's very disturbing. Since Ray Rice struck his fiance, and they actually reconciled, they actually got married. They're living, from my understanding, living pretty good, living pretty well. I'm hoping that they seek therapy for that incident, which they probably did, and they probably continue and need to if there are any situations. But for Ray Rice, that was the end of his career, just off this one video right here. Oh my God. Ray Rice hasn't even been in the league yet ever since that video was published. And do you feel like you feel like the punishment for Ray Rice was warranted? I feel like it was warranted to a degree. Like I said, I don't condone no domestic violence, so don't hold me to that. I never will put my hands on a woman because, like I said, that's a cowardly move. But for him to be treated like Colin Kaepernick and not allowed back in the NFL, I feel like that was unjust. I mean, Ray Rice was on the top of his career when this incident happened. And the fact that he's no longer in the NFL, matter of fact, Ray Rice didn't even get any looks, from any other team after this video came out. Demario Davis, linebacker from the New Orleans Saints. This is a statement that he was reading. And I'm going to quote this from Demario Davis. So players are suspended whole seasons for betting on games, but when there are rumors about team owners paying coaches to lose games, Miami Dolphins, we're supposed to act like we don't see that. Somebody help me and ask. I'm asking a friend. Okay. Demario Davis, I see where you're going at with this one. For one, you feel like people of high power can get away with certain things, and people that are under them, they just got to suffer the consequences. I feel where you're going at with that comment. Mr. Davis, you are exactly right. Now, remember when I told you guys earlier about the whole situation about, NFL owners? I had this conversation with a friend of mine. He basically was saying, and I did a podcast on Colin Kaepernick. It was some months ago when I did a podcast on how the NFL perceives minority players as slaves. So if owners are held accountable for, owners make millions, billions of dollars. If they're held accountable for making certain accusations like Demario Davis, which he did acknowledge that he sees this is going on, then why can't they be held to a certain standard as to where their players be held to a certain standard? That really bothers me. But at the end of the day, who all the owners in the NFL have to answer to. Plus, they signed his checks. Yes, I'm talking about you, Roger Goodell. Roger Goodell is the judge, jury, and executioner. So, Demario Davis, that statement that you made, it is so true, and it's unfortunate that certain people can get away with certain things in the NFL, but for a guy that was betting on games, and like I said, I don't know what's in the CBA, I don't know what's in the NFLPA, whatever. But if it's some writing in there saying that you cannot bet against your team or even betting period while playing professional sports, I get that. But I still feel like a year is too strong to give someone, especially if this is their first offense. To give him a whole year, and I'm pretty sure he's not getting paid for this whole year. To give a person a whole year of suspension without pay, I think that's a little harsh. Now, for one, Mr. Ridley, like I said, he was outstanding citizen for the city of Atlanta. A lot of people in Atlanta loved his play on the field and off the field. He just felt like, for one, the mistake that he made, it doesn't warrant the suspension that he got. And I totally agree. I totally agree that he got a harsher penalty than some of his NFL counterparts. Prime example, Chad Wheeler. Everyone remembers Chad Wheeler and his situation with his fiance. Chad Wheeler was an offensive lineman for the Seattle Seahawks. This is his fiance. Chad Wheeler is no longer in the NFL. Good. Now, the simple fact that, and not only Not only was this a disturbing photo, yes, please look at this photo. Not only was this a disturbing photo, he had the audacity to plead not guilty. Now, people, look here, man. I'm a strong believer of proof. But a picture speaks 1,000 words. This right here cannot be made up. You want to literally tell the courts when you go to court that this is made up? This lady has a broken nose, bloodied. By the look of this photo, she's traumatized. But yet you want to admit that you're innocent? Wow. That is something to even consider yourself. Now, if they felt like it was justifiable for what they were doing, there's no way in the world you can sit there and say that it was justifiable for a woman having a broken nose, or a bloody nose, or a blackened eye, broken bones, whatever. There's no justification in that. But for you to go to the courts and thinking that you may get sympathy, you may, because of your color, then hey, by all means. But damn, but does it make it right though? Honestly, doesn't make it right. You had several other players that went through the same thing that Chad Wheeler went through. They got fines, suspensions, no longer in the league. Ray Rice. Hell, you even had the Cowboys' Ezekiel Elliott. Went through a situation before where he was suspended 6 games for allegations of domestic violence by his former girlfriend. Allegations. These are not true facts. These are allegations. But yet you suspended for 6 games. Now, granted, for all my people, I'm a diehard Washington Commanders fan. I hate the Cowboys. I hate Ezekiel Elliott. But the fact that he got 6 games for allegations, it's not right. Doesn't make it right at all. He's a man just like everyone else is. And for the life of me, I don't get it why certain things that we have to be put under the spotlight. We have to be put on a bigger picture because, for one, it's bad when we do it. It's bad when we do it, but when someone else do it, just give him a slap on the wrist. Just give him a fine. Like he can't afford it. He's a millionaire. Every person that goes through domestic violence in a professional sport are millionaires. If they get fined, that's nothing. What about the emotional scars that are left between the person that committed the domestic violence act on the victim? What about that? People always think money is what's supposed to silence people. And you're right. It silences some people because, you can be smart about it by using NDAs and keep it on the hush. Just like this guy. Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger. Come on, bro. Everybody know about Ben Roethlisberger, man. Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger was actually in a heated sexual assault case years ago, like a couple of years before, I think it was almost a couple years into his rookie season, he was caught up on some sexual assault charges, and come to find out, did he get charged? The fact that it was even a sexual assault case against Ben Roethlisberger should have been warranted for him to get a lengthy suspension. But no. Ben Roethlisberger continued to play football. Ben Roethlisberger was the face of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger also was accused of sexual assault on women. Wow. But did anything happen to Ben Roethlisberger? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Now, going back to the whole Chad Wheeler situation, yes, Chad Wheeler was he was arrested for allegedly strangling his black girlfriend unconscious because she refused to bow to him. Okay, I already see some problems with this situation right now. First of all, you're a white player. Second of all, you beat on a woman. Third of all, it was a black woman. And then your reasonings for doing what you did is because she didn't bow? What the fuck do you think she is, a dog? Really? This is what you did to your so-called fiance that you claim that you love, and you giving her all this traumatic stuff in her life just because she wouldn't bow to you? Who the fuck are you, Chad Wheeler? Like, the nerve for you to even do that because you felt like your wife should bow to you. I mean, what are you? You a king? What are you? Oh, I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. Yeah. I'm gonna go there on this one. You want to make her feel inferior. I can tell you right now, if love make you do this right here, run. If love will have you go through so much stuff as this poor lady went through, run and don't look back. Chad Wheeler, you are the epitome of a dirtbag. Straight up dirtbag. Just like Greg Hardy. Greg Hardy, you a dirtbag too. And like I said, I don't want people to think that I'm making this as a race thing because I see problems on both sides of the fence. But the problem that I'm really wanting to address is why is the NFL not being fair across the board for black and white athletes? Like they have to give us, please give me an indication or some type of indicator to where if you have a chart on the severity of your crime, this is what you should get for your punishment. If any one of those officials can actually come up and give me some stuff to that nature, I would gladly appreciate it because I really want to see it. Because I don't think it is none. I think the powers that be, Roger Goodell, ownership, they feel like, they can do whatever the hell they want to do since they signed the checks and Roger Goodell lowers the boom with the gavel. They feel like they can do whatever the hell they want to do. And with Calvin Ridley's situation, I feel like this is very unfortunate. The league suspended Baltimore Ravens running back Ray Rice indefinitely after the video surfaced of Rice hitting his then Dragon fiance, Janae Palmer, from the hotel elevator. I showed y'all guys that video earlier. This is what cost Ray Rice his freedom in the NFL. It almost cost him his freedom, period. Some people that may be going through certain things, dealing with domestic violence, you have to look and you have to be smart. You have to be smart on what's more important. If you have kids, that even makes the decision making even easier. But if you're alone with your partner, you don't have any room to make a mistake. You don't have any room for error. If you're going through a situation dealing with domestic violence, get out and get help. Get out and get help. But again, with the NFL, the simple fact that I feel like the NFL really lowers the boom on black athletes, I just feel like that's wrong. That's very tragic. That's wrong for them to treat us as to where we're making you millions of dollars, first of all. And you don't want to hurt your investment, but at the same time, you feel like you could do whatever you want to do to your investment. That's why I said that title owner in reference to a majority minority playing field is not fair to use. Again, I'm gonna say that again. When you say owners and you're speaking of the masses, which are predominantly minorities, that resonates to things back in the day that we're not trying to go back to. We're not trying to go back to that. Yeah, boss. Hey, yeah. I'll be all this for you, there, boss. Yeah. We ain't trying to go all back to all that. People have evolved. And people are seeing things for what they really are. In recent years, major American sports teams and leagues have responded increasingly to players' off-court wrongdoings by imposing extra-legal punishments, ELPs, on offending athletes. This right here should be across the board for every professional athlete in every major sport. Period. So what I'm saying to you guys, if you feel like someone commits the crime, whether you black or white, whatever punishment is good for one should be good for the other. It shouldn't be well, just because you did this certain thing, oh, you're getting a year, but just because you did this certain thing, you only get 3 to 6 games. It shouldn't be like that. If they're all on the same level, matter of fact, this is how you can stop people from doing any wrongdoings. Even though it may not work, it's a recommendation. Whatever crime you do, that equal punishment. So if you want to say betting on games will cost you a year, cost you a year. If you want to see beating on your wife, cost you a year, cost you a year. Without pay. The only way you can hurt people is hurt people in their pockets. I can sit there and look at me, even if I was working and I did something on my job to cause me to get either suspended or fired, that's hurting my pockets. So why do it? You guys are held to a higher standard than what the average Joe, as myself, and millions of other people that may be watching this show. Some people are not going to learn. Some people are just not going to get the fact that if you do certain things to certain people, everything is being watched, everything is being notated, everything is being documented. But this is something that people are going to look at you and question you on your decision making. Chad Wheeler, like I was saying earlier, pleaded not guilty to criminal charges of first-degree domestic violence, assault, domestic violence, unlawful imprisonment, and resisting arrest. There's no damn way you're going to plead guilty to that and you win that case. If you do, then there's something wrong with the judiciary system. Not saying that, people got justified rights. People, you do process. But like I said, the picture speaks of 1,000 words. And the fact that this is coming from this is an interracial relationship. Now, let's just say if that was a black man beating a white woman, okay, like O.J. Simpson, for prime example. Like I said, would I make that justifiably right? Would I say, well, she had it coming? No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. I would treat it on the same level as I would treat it as this one. You both were wrong. OJ, you was wrong for putting your hands on a woman. Chad Wheeler, you was wrong for beating your fiance. Ben Roethlisberger, you was wrong for committing sexual assault acts, even though you got away with it. You got away with it for a long period of time. Greg Hardy, you definitely was wrong for doing what you're doing. You really need to go get some help, bro. Yeah, and I saw your UFC fight. That you got your ass whooped. It's time to hang up the boots, bro. It's time to hang them up because there's no coming back from that. That's not your wave. So, with the fact that Calvin Ridley situation, man, like I really think he was blackballed. I really think he was blackballed off the simple fact that the punishment did not warrant. No, the crime didn't warrant the punishment, and the fact that he really got railroaded with being suspended for a year, just like Demario Davis was saying in his statement. Let me take this off right quick. Just like Demario Davis was saying in his statement. Suspended for a whole season on betting on games, but yet there are rumors about teams' owners paying coaches to lose games. And if people don't know about that situation, that's the whole situation with the Brian Flores, the former Miami Dolphins coach, minority coach, that was speaking up in reference to wrongdoing within the organization. And when he spoke about it, he got railroaded. Well, no longer now because he's actually with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kudos to Brian Flores for stepping his ground, holding his own, and standing on the square. Like some people are going to call it what it is. Right is right, wrong is wrong. If you feel like certain things that may be transpiring in your life to where you feel like you feel like you're targeted, speak on it. That's the only way you're going to get heard, if you speak on it. Because nowadays, people have a voice. But when you speak on it, especially when it's unjust to your way of life, your upbringing, matter of fact, your security blanket, which is your job, you need to say something about it. I'm surprised Calvin Ridley haven't came out and said anything about the severity of his punishment. Now, does that admit a form of guilt? Maybe. But like I said, it's way worse of things that's been committed in sports than what Calvin Ridley did. And some people are still benefiting from it. Why don't you speak up on yourself, Calvin Ridley? You have to. this is probably not going to be the last time this situation happens. A lot of things will be coming to light only when it's made aware of. And like I said, I feel like people, if this is a situation with Calvin Ridley, if his situation to where he was just so sloppy to where it was out in the open that he was being blatant with this, then you're dumb as hell. Like nobody in this world is perfect. I know I'm not perfect. I make decisions that could be detrimental to my walk, to my beliefs, and to whoever whom I associate myself with. But at the end of the day, I'm only human. I'm only human, and I'll take ownership when I'm wrong. Some people won't do that. If you could take ownership for what you did, Greg Hardy, Ray Rice, Chad Wheeler, Calvin Ridley, I think that will lessen the blow. It won't make it right, but I think people would somewhat respect you more when you come out and admit your wrongdoings. But with that all goes back to the NFL too. If you're wrong on something, NFL owners and NFL commissioner, own up to your shit. But you're too proud of that. You're too prideful. You don't want people to see that you failed. You don't want people to see that, you know what, I'm not as superhuman as people may look at me as. Deal with it. You bleed just like the next man. You can't think that just because money and power makes you invincible. It doesn't. Money and power will make you complacent. And when you be complacent, you settle. Just like everything else that's been displayed on these videos. And the pictures that I displayed. So on a lighter note, in conclusion, I'm gonna say this right now. If you feel like certain things are not justified, if you feel like you're being wrong for anything, if you feel like just because the color of your skin requires for you to be a target, speak up. Speak up, defend yourself, defend your actions. But be careful because when you defend yourself, if you're defending yourself on an accusation, it's going to get investigated and people are going to get to the bottom of that investigation. So when you want to put someone else put them on blast, so the saying is may be saying, if you want to put someone on blast, then you better make sure your ducks are in a row. All these people that I just displayed tonight had situations to where proof really hurt their careers. But for them to actually be held accountable, I just feel like the trouble needs to go with the crime. And if you feel like, the crime that you commit doesn't warrant the severity of your punishment, then don't do the shit in the first place. Each one of these guys that I displayed tonight could have easily solved their situation by being the better person and just walking away. If you knew it was wrong, walk away. But that still doesn't hold you. That still doesn't hold you to the fact that, if you really feel like you could walk away from a situation, don't ever put yourself in a situation to where you can't get out of. Because Ray Rice can't get out of his situation. Calvin Ridley can't get out of his situation, suspended for a whole year. Chad Wheeler can't get out of his situation. Well, we're still trying to figure out what's the verdict on that. I'm definitely going to look that up because I want to see if he actually got charged with domestic violence. Because this right here, clearly, is no way to treat someone you love. Period. That right there is someone you hate. That right there is someone you don't respect. And for you to even have your fiance bow to you. Dude, literally, what the fuck were you thinking? Yeah, what the fuck were you thinking? If I even told my lady, if I even told my friend to bow down to me, she's gonna look at me like I'm fucking crazy. What, I'm gonna tell her to bow down and tie my shoes? Well, my back better be broke, I better be crippled, I better be in a wheelchair. Because there's no way in the hell I would disrespect my queen. You totally disrespect your woman to the point to where you felt like she was a damn dog. And when she said no, you did this shit to her. Less of a man. Gary Smooth didn't say stay with him. Facts. And the craziest part was she did. She did, Gary. She did, because at the same time, Ray Rice was probably going through something. But like I said, people, in a relationship, man, you don't have to be in an abusive relationship. Point blank, period. It could be verbal, physical, whatever, emotional. Get out. If you don't feel like the person is trying to get help for themselves, get the fuck out. But when you condone someone putting your hands on you, then I can't listen, y'all. I can't be mad for someone who make their own decisions. That's totally their decisions. But what really pisses me off, two things pisses me off. First of all, the man putting his hands on the woman, and two, the woman allowing the man to put their hands on them without leaving. There's not that much love in the world for me to be somebody's punching bag. And guess what? Men can be a victim too. Gary Smooth, old facts. Don't ever take no abuse. None. It don't have to be physical. Verbal abuse is just as worse as physical abuse because it's all mental. Verbal abuse, you know when they say words cut deep? That's true. Sometimes words can cut deeper than a blade. I may do a show on that. I'm really I really want to do something on domestic violence, y'all, because now I'm really feeling like, in a point in my life, especially for someone that may have, experiencing or even going through it right now. And I tell you people right now, if you may be in an abusive relationship, please get out. Don't make the situation worse than what it is. You have avenues. You have funnels to where you can go and seek help. You have means of way of getting out. You have people that truly care about your well-being. Seek that. I don't want to get off topic with what the point I'm making right now, as far as how minorities are being treated in the NFL. But this is an important topic. This is like a major trend because it's funny. Most of all the people that I displayed on these videos tonight and these photos dealing with domestic violence. That's a trend. That's a pattern that needs to be dealt with. It needs to be addressed and it needs to be voiced because the people that are going through it are not going to voice it because they're scared. The people that are not going to say anything about their situations are in troubling situations themselves. The people that are being quiet feel like if they don't be quiet, then the person that's abusing them will make it a situation for them to be quiet permanently. We got to be better at what we do. We got to be better, and we got to hold people accountable for all actions, not just some. Everyone should get the same just due. If you do wrongdoings, you have to answer for it. You knew it was wrong before you do it. Damn it, you got to suffer the consequences after the fact. And just because you don't get caught now, Ben Roethlisberger, just because you don't get caught at that particular time, doesn't mean you won't get caught down the road. Karma's a bitch. Karma's a bitch. But when you allow it to happen, what can you do? Like I said, people, it's a pattern. It's a thing it's a cycle that has to be broken. Forget the damn code. There is no code when you're dealing with unfair and dealing with certain things that need to be addressed, but turn the other cheek. There is no code for that. Break the code. I'm sorry, man, but this is something that really hits me here. It really hits me to the heart because I'm sick and tired of seeing stuff like this. I'm sick and tired of seeing people that are, looked upon as role models, but yet they make dumbass decisions. I'm sick and tired of my kids idolizing people to where the people that they idolize, they shouldn't even be given that opportunity because for the simple fact, you give all these people this credit, but yet they have stuff from within that they're dealing with, but yet they don't want you to know it because they want you to support them. If people knew half the things that these people did in celebrities, they would not get the support system that they're getting right now. Hell, if I can get the support system as a professional athlete, knowing, the things that I've done in my past, or, the things that I'm trying to, encourage for my kids to understand, I would love to get that. I would love to get that pat on the back. I would love to get that glorification. I would love to be blessed. But in my world, it doesn't work like that because I'm the average Joe. But in these celebrities' worlds, in these professional athletes' world, it's nothing to them because they can get over. We got to hold everyone accountable for their own actions. You'll hold me accountable for mine, as I will hold anyone else accountable for their own. But fair is fair. Do things by the book, do things down the line, and stop having tension and stop having division when people see that one group of persons is getting treated different from the other. Stop that shit. There's a problem with that. There's a problem it's not just something that just happened overnight. This is a problem that's been transpiring for years. But again, like I said, I feel like it's starting to be a pattern, and I feel like if we don't break the pattern, it's going to be a continuous problem. The problem is easily fixed. Do what's right. Do what people see you as a role model. Do what people may feel like, you know what? If he could live by those ethics and that code of respect, I could respect him. Don't live by the world. And don't live by what you see that everybody else in the world can do, because you're not living for yourself. You're living for everyone else. When you do decisions that only benefits other people, you don't have a mind for yourself. You don't have an understanding to where you have a brain, use it. Don't let other people's brains dictate your everyday. Don't let other people's method or how they deal with things dictate your every move. That's somebody with no self-esteem. That's somebody who is a lost cause. That's, to me, is somebody who is completely lost on living life for themselves. Like I said, we all have brains. Use your own brain to make your own decisions, and stop letting people make decisions for you. Or stop letting influences influence you to do the wrong things when you easily can do the right ones. Easy. It's easy to get yourself into a troubling situation, but it's even harder to get out of it. Because as soon as you hop into that realm of getting into a bad situation, it's like an endless hole. You're never going to get out of it because it's going to always follow you for the rest of your life. Prime example. For the rest of his life. Everybody's going to know Ray Rice just off of that one video. Not off what he did for Baltimore, not off what he did in the Super Bowl, not off what his stats were. Everybody is going to know Ray Rice just for that video. Everybody going to know Greg Hardy about his domestic violence situations, and he had several incidents to where he was a violent individual. You think they give a damn about his football career? You think they give a damn about his MMA shitty career? No, they don't. They just know what he did to women and what violence he has toward people in general. Chad Wheeler? Oh no, you don't get no pass here, player. You don't get no pass here neither. That's sad. I hate to see a woman of color go through that shit. I hate to see any woman go through that shit. But for Calvin Ridley, a whole year suspension for betting on games. Get it right, NFL. Y'all can't do that man like that. And then he's not getting paid. Come on, man. This man gotta live too, just like you live. You guys do crooked shit every damn day. And when you're exposed, you try to cover it up, which you have the power to do because you're a powerful entity. You call the shots. You write the checks. You make the laws. So you know the ins and outs. You know the loopholes to go wiggling your ass through just so you won't get caught up, as well as all these individuals up here tonight. Again, man, it doesn't make it right. Like I said, come down to a straight line to where it's fair on both sides and don't hold us, minorities, higher standards for as punishment unless you're going to do it with our counterparts, which are white athletes. Yeah, it's tough, but this is the world we live in. How are we going to correct it? The only way we're going to correct it is if we actually talk about it, we enforce it, we use our words as tools to get change in motion. That's the only way you're going to be able to deal with certain things. And that's the only way you're going to feel like you can come up when you feel like you've been unjust. Speak on it. So I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna close the show out. I'm gonna close it out with that. I know this is to me is like a very powerful podcast moment. It's tough to know that this is what we deal with every day, but like I said, people, you only are held to accountability when you make your own decisions. And when you make the right decisions, you're glorified. But when you make the wrong decisions, you're still glorified to a certain degree in some people's eyes. That's not right. So for us to be held to accountability to where, what's right is right, what's wrong is wrong. You can't say with these particular situations that I illustrated tonight, there's no way, shape, or form right on anything in what they say or do. And it doesn't make it justified. Because when you justify something, you have to justify your reasons behind your method. There's no way in the hell you could justify either one of these situations being legitimately a situation that people can understand, because I'm not one of them. You may understand it if that's what you do, because you could relate to the bullshit. Me, I can't relate to neither one of these, other than the sports betting. Yes, so I take that back. I do relate to the sports betting because, but it's legal here in Virginia. So, and like I said, I don't play for a professional team, so I could do that. But like I said, we don't know what's in the writing with Calvin Ridley's contract, so we don't know if that's even against it may be against the NFL policy that you can't bet against your team, even if you're not even playing, because that's point shaving. So, but like I said, I think the whole year is a little bit intense. Maybe 6 games the max, and like I said, 6 games with no pay, that'll hurt their pockets. That'll make them wake up to where he won't want to do that shit again. Calvin Ridley, this is a wake up call for you, bro. It's a wake up call for you. I know you're young. I know you still got a whole, you got that mentality to where you feel like you're on top of the world right now, but slow your damn roll, youngin. Slow your roll. You in Atlanta, man. It ain't that fast in Atlanta. Come on, man. Start making better decisions for yourself, man. Like I said, you're already on the microscope for what you did. Don't give people any more fuel to the fire. All right? So, yeah, I wanted to also bring out to a friend of mine, man. For all you guys know about Mr. Gary Smoot. Gary Smoot has been a long-time friend of mine. We actually reconnected, and I wanted to give you guys viewers the first. Wanted to give you guys the first breaking news on the reuniting of the formula. Yes, the formula. Me, myself, the King, Michael Grady, and Gary Smoot, my comedy relief. We will actually be doing the podcast, bringing the podcast back, the formula, real soon. We're working on certain things right now, but it's in the making. And I will look forward to having him side by side with me on this podcast. He's a funny dude. He's a funny guy, definitely, because I already know that's him commenting. Yeah, shout out to Smooth Talk, man. Hey, yo, check out Smooth Talk. Smooth Talk, he got a whole new setup. It ain't falling apart. The setup is legit. I can't knock him. I'm not even going to harm. Also, check out a friend of mine's podcast, Two Dope Fans. You may want to check it out. If you want any sports knowledge, go to his go to his podcast. Check him out. If you could hear him, hey, that's a go. All right, Bird. Bird, get your video and get your audio stuff straight, Bird. The podcast is nice, but it ain't shit if nobody can't hear shit from it. So get your podcast corrected, get your audio corrected. But Two Dope Fans, all sports material is up and coming. Smooth Talk is up and coming as well. Like I said, I got Gary Smooth. Two Dope Fans will be canceled in the next 60 days. Hey, if they can't hear it, hey, I'm thinking he doing this show for deaf people. I'm thinking he's doing this show for deaf people because I couldn't hear him half the time. But I'm not gonna knock the brother for trying. He's trying. That's his wave. But Bird, definitely shout out to Two Dope Fans. Shout out to Smooth Talk. Like I said, the formula will be coming, people. The formula will be coming. It's gonna have new material. We're gonna still bring that fire. We're gonna still bring that fire for everybody to enjoy as they did before. Not gonna leave y'all hanging, man. I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging. My man Gary Smoot came through, man. He shouted me out. I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you for coming by. I know you and Lydia was eating your Vietnamese food. I hope it was delicious. You know what I'm saying? I hope you had the fish head delight. You know, I know that's what you like to eat most. But my man Gary Smoot, man. Oh yeah, it's going down. Facts. You know, damn the formula always. We always cooking up some real shit for our fans, because our fans is missing us. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. But, you know, my man Gary Smoot, like I told y'all guys, man, Smooth Talk is up and coming. Smooth Talk is up and coming, man. My man Gary Smoot is in the building. Yes, sir. Great balls of fire. But yo, I ain't gonna hold my man though. I ain't gonna hold. But what the fuck is this damn V outfit that you got on, man? Who the fuck you think? You Michael Donovan or some shit? Man, what the fuck, Gary Smoot? I saw this shit. I was like, man, this motherfucker the resurrection of Reverend Ike and shit, man. Boy, you know I had to throw that up there. Oh, yeah. You know I had to throw that up there. But hold on, though, man. And, hey, on the real, though, man, I can't leave heavy hitters without a true thing, man. I can't leave out without closing out the show because, like I said, I think it was a very important show. But my heart is telling me to feel I got a song coming on right now, y'all. But I'm not singing it. I'm not going to sing it. I'm going to let my man, Gary Smoot, take us home. So for everyone from Heavy Hitters, thank y'all for coming out. It was a great show. Gary, man, why don't you go ahead and take us out, man? I see you guys next week, next Wednesday on Heavy Hitters with a whole new topic and a whole lot of fun. Please come back 7 p.m. next Wednesday. Heavy Hitters, also check me out on Instagram, heavy_E_hitters on Instagram, and check me out on my Facebook page. Please be safe. I love you. And fellas, keep your damn hands off your lady. Love on her. Don't hate her. But damn show respect her, because she's the one that's holding you up. I'll catch y'all next week, man. Take us home, Gary Smoot. I will trust in the Lord. Man, let me get the hell out of here, man. Y'all catch y'all next week, man. Peace, man. Y'all be
Every hood fuck with us. My niggas gone, shed tears for the hustlers. No, we don't give deals to the customers. Fat fly nigga and the beard so illustrious. Shoot up your hood spraying blinkies out the Humvee. Walk in the spot, bitches dropping down to one knee. Dawn status, guard savage, beyond average. Have that money by the night or you gone faggot. You the type to be kissing a nigga. Wake up in a tub of ice, missing your liver. Drunk standing on the couches. Piss on your sister. She a casualty of war. The spoils go to the victor. Real niggas they could never control. Blame at you in the lobby, hit the tenant patrol. Fuck a neighborhood watch, nigga, your neighborhood twat. AKs off the terrace at the neighborhood.
Man, shut your punk ass up.